Next, we can return to Alexandre Vautravers, a security expert who joins us now from Geneva. Thank you so much again for being with us. Just looking at this idea of closer European military cooperation. It's one of the themes of this year's 14 Juillet celebrations, but it's not a new idea, is it?
No, it's not a new idea. Actually, with the original idea of the foundation of a European community or a United States of Europe already in 1960 was the first initiative to have a common defense initiative, which failed, as failed many of the successive plans. So I have stopped counting, but this is one of the many iterations.
Okay, so it hasn't proved workable in the past. Do you think that it could be workable this time around?
Everything is possible. What I have mentioned before already is that there is already a sizable, about 3,000 troops. There is already such a force that exists at present. The problem is not so much with the force, with the material of this force, with the doctrine even of this force, but the main problematic is the political decision-making process. Today, with common foreign and security policy in Europe, you need to have theoretically the approval of every single member of the European Union for these forces to be engaged. And the present initiative will be interesting because if it is successful in the coming months or years, it will change probably the decision-making processes of the European Union.
Yeah, I mean, listening to commentators and reading columnists in various newspapers around Europe, I mean, there are some people who are really alarmed at this idea of Europe having this sort of collective European army, so to speak. And I'm just trying to understand, what is it, do you think, that's got them so up in arms? Why are they so alarmed at this, do you think?
I can list a dozen different reasons. France has been one of the more dynamic and proactive countries to launch this idea of a common defense. Once again, this is nothing new. This was already the case in the 1960s. Now, a number of countries, of European countries, perhaps some of the smaller countries, are concerned with the fact that France, which has been an extremely interventionist country throughout the world, would be placed essentially at the helm of such a foreign policy and security and defense policy. I'll take just one or two examples. There are many neutral countries within the European Union. How would this affect their constitution? Another problematic is the question of nuclear weapons. And as you know, the previous initiative by President Macron has been to link closer the French with the German seat at the UN Security Council, or having the possibility of sharing this. And of course, this was linked to the possibility of sharing the strategic forces, which means nuclear deterrence capabilities that are in the hands of France, which technically constitutes a violation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. So you can understand that a number of countries are very concerned, because it is not clear at this moment what this initiative is going to look like in 1 year or in 5 years' time.